Now then, so on Sunday I posted a video using this Siege Diversion Pincer Maneuver deck, and I really do stand by it. I think this is very, very strong at the moment, mainly because Nilfgaard, the sort of ball control variant, is nowhere to be seen on ladder, and that was one of the worst matchups for a Diversion Northern Realms list, and Pincer Maneuver has kind of resolved a few consistency issues that Diversion had. So I've been playing about with this, trying to figure out the best kind of list to use, and this is the version I'm at now. We've made a couple of changes to try and help a couple of matchups become a bit more competitive, I guess. So one of the things I've added in is I put in a War Elephant, and this was really because apart from Bloody Baron, we didn't have amazing targets for resets on orders beyond Carrot Marine, and that's 4 points. It's good if you've got nothing else, but it's not amazing. And War Elephant is potentially another 8 points. It does end up going very tall, but it's what it is. One of the other changes we've made is put dun banners in and taken out the Kedwenny Knights. I think putting in the Kedwenny Knight was a bit of a mistake on my part, because when I thought about it, it fundamentally plays for the same amount of points as a Carrot Marine, in that Carrot Marine will come out as a and boost a unit by 4, and Kedwenny Knight comes down as a 12. So Carrot Marine being pulled by AA is exactly the same amount of points. So really no need to run a card that is a potential brick. And the added bonus of not going as tall as 12, being able to spread out the points, is even better. So I've just cut that out and we'll put the dun banner in. And this also does facilitate a really nice interaction with the leader, in that we can play Adalia and spawn a copy of Dun Banner, and then use Pincer Maneuver to put the Dun Banner from our hand back in deck, and then the 2 cards will get pulled out. So in effect, Dun Banner can represent 2 card thinning rather than just 1, which is obviously really nice. And we've also dropped, in order to make up some provisions and things like that, we had dropped John Natalis, which may seem a bit weird, but I'd removed Boiling Oil in exchange for a Karak City Guard, because Keltulis was just feeling like a horrible matchup, and rare movement, while also being an engine, is pretty nice. And also, when we're just running Amphibious Assault, we're not really getting the value out of playing John Natalis. And also, we're playing a leader ability that lets us redraw 2 cards anyway, so we really didn't need that tutor. And I found you're giving up a little bit of consistency, of course, but it's worth it for the extra power we've gained by having those 8 provisions to use on a card that, it's basically allowed us to put a War Elephant in, basically. And I think it's fair to say War Elephant's always going to play for more points than John Natalis is. So I'll link the first video below. I went over that a little bit if you want to see more games with a deck very, very similar to this, and a bit of explanation of how it works and stuff. As always, if you do want to see more content, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. It really helps me out, and I will go into the games, and that'll keep you away. So girlfriend's just been exercising, and she's trying to smear a sweaty face on me. So I just started the recording, and that kept her away because she didn't want to be on camera. That is a pro gamer move, boys. Pro gamer move. But we are against Dead Eyes, so we want to be winning this round. Ballista, not that great. I mean, Carrick City Guards are reasonable. Just being able to move the swordsman. We maybe drop 1 there. I don't think we get away with playing both. Alright, I would have really liked an Anna here, just to be able to do what I was talking about with the Dun Banner. But we may end up using a leader anyway. I think what we probably do
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
is we use a leader just to get our Adalia. Not Anna, sorry. I don't know where it's out. And we probably drop back a drummer. I think it's drummer we drop back. And it just gives us the option. We may not do it. We may just play the Dun Banner for value. Well, people main decking that. I mean, we maybe just do it, because we really want to be winning this round. It does mean the issue is if we brick later on, we can't pull for the good cards, but I think it's reasonable enough. We're using our leader to get to the good cards anyway, so I mean, it's really not the end of the world. I think I value Siege more than I do Varaxis or War Elephant, so we'll pull that. And we just draw back the dumb banners. So you don't even need full test. Don't even need full test for this to work. It's a really nice tempo play, and I just really don't want to either be losing uneven or just having to give up the round. I would much rather commit, because it's kind of a weird one with the way that this deck kind of operates, in that, like, how do I explain this? Like, your leader, committing your leader really isn't that big of a deal, since it honestly, I was expecting a question trap there, so that's fine. Committing your leader isn't as big of a deal because it's really there for the consistency. It's not like, I mean, it does spawn the volunteers, so of course using it round 1 means we're not getting 4 points later on. But, you know, it all works out. And yeah, seeing waylays being played is very, very weird. Very, very weird. Unsure what we play next. It may be an AA. It would be reasonable. Yolva. Okay. Depends what that is though. Because I obviously don't want to play an AA if that is a pitfall. It'd be kind of sad. I think we just play a Trident. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be a pitfall. Mainly because that's exactly what I do with the over. Like, you typically don't want to replay the trap you just bounced to your hand because it's just a bit predictable. That's kind of unlucky. Kind of unlucky that that's the row it hits. Hey, you've seen it here first, boys. Finally got our brigade. So it may just be pulling like a marine. Very reasonable to do. This is what I was saying about Kedwenny Knight as well. This is played for the same amount of points as Kedwenny Knight, but we aren't running a brick, so. I think in terms of mulligans, we'll be holding these 3. We'll maybe bouncing Margarita. Vraxis, good. Bounce you. And we'll bounce you as well. And let's just get to a long round. Against traps, it's maybe questionable. I've literally just done this and now I'm thinking, shit, I should have just bled. But I'm recording this at about midnight, so I should have really mentioned there's probably going to be a few misplays. Yeah, I definitely should have bled here. That was a big mistake, but I reckon we can probably outvalue him. Bounce you, bounce you. So we do miss War Elephant. Obviously a little sad, but is what it is. What do you reckon? Is it going to be diversion? I just don't want to play the Donomir. Because that's just asking for a serpent trap. Absolutely asking for a serpent trap. So I will run the risk of it being them having a Karathi for this because I kind of value Donomir not dying to a serpent trap more than I do protecting Siege, which feels a little weird for sure, but is what it is. And now we're like safe from Serpent Trap, which is really, really nice. And now it's just a case of getting our engines down. Our AA is very flexible as well, since we... What are you? Since we have our siege engine 1, and then probably pull a ballista or a siege ladder, depending on what we need. So, incinerating trap. It would make sense that this is probably pitfall. With that in mind, I think we just go Radovids.
If the kingdom arms ahead, I'll give him yours.
Okay, I'm thinking Serpent Trap. Oh, we also don't care about these two getting tall, because double reset on Baron. Okay, so they... What traps will it? So they have all the traps in hand. That's really good information. So, we know they have a pitfall. We'd assume a serpent trap. Probably a crushing trap. They've just spawned one with Hattori, but that one don't count for that. So Eldane, Venosial, incinerating, maybe. So we almost certainly know the hand. That's pretty good, to be honest. Knowing the hand is pretty good.
Well, one white-haired freak to
Weird. So not pitfall or incinerating. So one of these is serpent trap, almost certainly. Yeah, we know 100% there's a serpent trap there.
Left, right, left, right.
Yeah. I'm trying to play for this pitfall and it's just not going. Right, there's the pitfall, okay. Double serpent is what it must be then. Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense here. Is that's double serpent trap. Nothing else makes sense.
I shall not fail. We shall drive the ape men into the sea.
So, God, does that mean we're discarding AA? It might be. It might be. That would really be something. This is just absolute dead-eye clock, isn't it?
Crown, all Karak is ours.
So that's got to be like Eldane Venosial. It's not. Weird. Yeah, cannot figure this one out. Okay, so we just absolutely greed this out. I mean, in fairness, we probably didn't even need to greed Baron since you don't get extra value.
I've no patience with you.
I'll do so sword in hand.
Yeah, so we reset that. We just don't even use AA. Okay. We just discard it instead. Alright. Turns out it was fine going to long round. But yeah, I think that's the thing with traps, is if you can figure out what they have, the earlier the better. Once you can figure out what's on the board, you can play accordingly. Alright, so is this going to be Cultists or Vampires? I think well, I mean, this is probably a good test to see if the changes to account for Cultists work. I also, I committed, and I've switched my Siege to be Premium. Don't say I never do anything for you all, boys. Put the work in. So what are we looking at here? Drop the Ballista. It sounds really expensive. I mean, we maybe drop the Margarita. Are we going first or second? Alright, we're going first. Margarita stays. Okay.
If the kingdom aren't
Just because it's after the Cultist change, it's really good. So because of the fact that Carapace now won't give it Veil, if you're on red coin, so they have Crystal Skull ready to go, you don't want to keep Margarita because they're just going to give it Veil anyway. So like, there's really no point. But in this circumstance, Margarita's actually going to stick. She can actually stick a lock on something, which is obviously very, very nice. We're just waiting on the Karak City Guard as well, just because I don't want to commit it quite yet. There's really no need to. Not while it's in a bit of a precarious position. I mean, we could play it and give it boost. 6 and 2. It's still in Imlaris Wrath range, and then no, I think we do it. I mean, we don't care all that much if they decide to commit their cave troll.
awaiting your orders.
We'll just get that nice and safe. Probably never get through this armor. That's kind of fine. I'm fine committing in here. Does this want to stop hitting the armor though? Since we are not getting this in range to kill it. Now that we remove oil and oil, we just don't kill that now. Parasite there is reasonable. Okay, so we'll pincer or probably Dumbana. Dumbana would make sense. Just to thin out. Feels kind of weird using it for that though, but I actually think it's correct. We can just shuffle back Margarita, because I mean, if a series coming now, it's a little bit late. I don't see how they ever keep up with this engine wise. Alright, I'm thinking it's not Kelly then. I don't think you run this in a Cultist list, surely not. Surely not. I think we just pass out this one. Because we do have engines going. Because we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 points. Fair enough, fair enough. I'm happy enough with how that went. Obviously would have wanted to win the round because we probably get bled here, but we have a strong enough hand. Wow. We have a strong enough hand that we're not too scared of bleed. And in all honesty, we probably just hold on to all this, don't we? Can't see a reason not to. If they pass, we just play Blister and it's all good. I'm thinking diversion. It's looking like diversion to me. Alright, I'm gonna play Siege, just because if this is enough for him to think job done and just pass, I'm very happy with that. Which it looks like it's done. Looks like it's done. Look at this. It's worth the premium. You get your fancy battering ram, you get your fancy trebuchet. It's all worth it. Yeah, I think that's the correct play there. Because I think if we don't do that, then they just kind of keep playing a little bit, and then we end up playing like what, Donomir or Praxis or War Elephant or whatever. When we can just play Siege, which is obviously a big card to commit. We obviously want that, but you know, get out of the round without using any of the other stuff. And in terms of what we're doing here, unsure which card we even want. I mean, we maybe want Margarita, but I don't know. I don't know. Pull you back. I think we drop Trident. Good. Right, I'm gonna pincer maneuver just because dive is a thing. Now, do we want? What do we want? I think it's maybe Frigate. Frigate kind of makes sense. And then we'll send back. I think it's Karak City Guard we send back. And we'll play up the Frigate. The Parasite's gone now. Obviously really nice. And then what we'd like to do is play Donomir ranged. Now I wish I kept the what do you call it, but is what it is. Yeah, so we'll play the Donomir. We maybe even just, I think we just do this. We just War Chariot and just chuck that on the range row. That's going to be a problem, because if we don't do that, then like the Volunteer gets pinged away, so then we need to play a soldier on the front row, so maybe put Donomir there, which means we can't greed out for access on the range row. And as I'm saying that, I think we might just be greeding it anyway. Might not be greeding it, sorry. This probably just ends up getting that selection to something, but let's see. But yeah, we'll get Donomir down, we'll get Varaxis. War Elephant should be perfectly fine.
They shall not be missed.
That's fine. I mean, it spreads out our rows a little bit. I guess it's not all bad.
Never need ask me twice.
I mean, it probably works out pretty good, because War Elephant can then just kind of sit in a pretty nice spot, out of the reach of removal or anything like that. But yeah, we'll go for Varaxis now.
The sooner the better.
It's probably going to be Baron on the melee row. Yeah. What removal will they have left now? Use Imler's Wrath. They've used Parasite. They're not going to have a whole lot left, you know. Because they have what, like a bit of movement maybe? I don't know. I honestly don't know what they could have here.
Fitting gift for our king.
Yeah, just get that in the crew pocket. We could have played it on the other side of the drummer, but I'm just considering. We obviously drop 1 point here, but I'd rather set up a crew pocket, so like the only bad outcome is if both of these are killed. I don't know how they do that. I think you always save that for last play, right? Because now my Baron just gets pretty insane value. So that's got 6, that's got 5. Yeah, so we obviously reset that one. Ping War Elephant. So resetting their place for 6. So I mean we're better just do War Elephant. Okay.
Yet another horn for my collection.
Very nice. Yeah, as I said, this deck is very, very good. I haven't played the last couple of days, but I mean I've just played like 3 games of it, and I'm still doing my climb to pro rank because I've been so busy this week. But yeah, doing very well. Very, very well, so give this one a try if you haven't already.